How do you raise spiritual children? Well, the beautiful thing about children is, by nature, they're spiritual. And the question was a bit longer, but the crux was, how do you raise spiritual children? And she spoke about her children, one of whom is 9 and seeming to be very spiritual. And how can she support her child as a spiritual being? And the beautiful piece about this actually is that children, by their nature, are spiritual. We have to teach them to be materialistic. Look at what makes children happy. Right? What's the greatest joy that children have? Mother's arms, lying on their back and playing with their own toes, having you stare into their eyes. Connection. You give them an expensive gift, they open it up, and what do you find so frequently with kids? They're more excited about the box the toy came in, the ribbon that was stuck on the box. I mean, we're the ones who have to say, no, no, no. That's not, no, that's not the present, silly. That's just the box. And we push the box away and thrust the shiny present at them. We have to teach them to be materialistic. We have to teach them that their toes are not the greatest source of joy, but rather, wouldn't you like this shiny new truck? Wouldn't you like this? So if you're a parent and you have a child who you're able to see is still holding that spirituality, which ideally they all should, fortunately you don't have to do much. All you have to do is not push it out of them. Children come into this world so deeply connected to the universe. No child ever said, you're black, I'm white. You're poor, I'm rich. I won't play with you. You're Christian, I'm Hindu. We can't play together. You're ugly, I'm pretty. We can't play. No child ever said that. We're the ones who say, no, 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 no. Don't play with him, play with him. You can't go to her house, you can only go to her house. They are different. We're the ones who take that spirituality out. So the way to raise spiritual children is to help them stay connected to what they've come into this world with, which is we're all one. Which is love for the ant, love for the caterpillar. We had a beautiful program with His Holiness the Dalai Lama several years ago. And I was sitting just behind him, and I noticed every few minutes he keeps bending down to do something. What is His Holiness bending down for over and over again? And it turned out that he was bending down because there were little caterpillars on the stage. And he was picking them up one by one and handing them to his security, who was standing. The stage was very high, and so his security was standing on the floor at the stage. And His Holiness would hand the caterpillar to his security to take it off the stage, because His Holiness was worried that someone should not step on the caterpillar on the stage. So we say, oh, His Holiness the Dalai Lama is so beautiful, amazing man, and he is. But one of the things that's so beautiful about him is that childlike connection. Children pick up caterpillars and save them, and we're the ones who say, no, 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 put it down. Now go wash your hands. So if they have that beautiful connection in them, that's connected to God, that's connected to Spirit, that's connected to all of creation, further that. And just watch yourself. We always say it's for their good. It's in their best interest. But it's really not. That which we are trying to squeeze them into, these boxes of society, what we call socialization, it's not for their good, it's for our good. It makes it easier for us if our child acts just like everybody else. makes it easier for us if our child behaves and looks and dresses just like everybody else. And so we're the ones who stick them into these boxes. So to raise spiritual children literally just means help them stay connected with what Pujya Swamiji calls that inner GPS that's really guiding them. That's guiding them in a much deeper way than the rules of socialization. That's really connecting them to the earth, to each other. And what you'll find is that raising spiritual children, if you don't have your agenda that they should become materialistic, is actually very easy. The only other last part of it is, as they grow, as they're more and more in school, as they're more and more with friends, with that culture, you're going to have to give them just a little bit of extra re-anchoring at home. The home is the first school. The home is where we really get the foundation for our life. But as they grow, as they get a little bit more indoctrinated by society, by their friends, by TV commercials, by the jingles, when they come home, we're going to just have to re-anchor them. And what anchors them is how we behave. You cannot raise spiritual children and then spend your life being a materialist. We cannot talk about why are our children not spiritual when we're the ones then, while they're sitting in the car, while they're in their room, saying, oh my God, did you see what she was wearing? My God, did he get fat? What is she doing with that haircut? What is she thinking? My God, she wore that same sari last week. Does she not have any other clothes? So we have these types of conversations. We have this type of gossip. And then we wonder what's gone wrong with our children. So it's very important for us to raise spiritual children. We have to raise our spiritual selves. I have a friend who's deeply spiritual and a very committed yogi and meditator. And when her daughter was about 5 or 6 one day, her mom walked in and the daughter was sitting at her mom's temple area. And the mom said something to her, and her daughter looked at her. She turned around and she said, "Shh, Mom, can't you see I'm meditating?" So she only knows that because she sees Mom meditate. And so children pick up how we are and what we do. So the best way to raise a child who's spiritual is be spiritual. Same way that the best way to raise a child who's honest is be honest. To raise someone with integrity, have integrity. It's not a do as I say, not as I do teaching. It's do as I do. Because that's what they do anyway. We may think they'll do as we say, not as we do, but they don't. They absorb every minute of who we are and what we're doing. So to raise them, we raise ourselves.